So this black kid discovers flour, and he covers himself in flour. He thinks it's so funny. He looks like a white kid. He goes and shows it to his mom, and his mom slaps him and says, "Go see your father." So the kid goes to his father. "Look, Dad, look." His dad swats him too and says, "Don't try to look like a white kid." And the black kid says, "Jeez, I've only been white for 5 minutes and already I hate you people." Yesterday I heard a kid say that when he grew up he's going to be a socialist. I told him that he could do one or the other, but not both. Capitalism is an economic system in which man exploits man. Communism is exactly the opposite. I told my wife that she drew her eyebrows too high. She looked surprised. So a while ago, these computer scientists put a question into Google, and they said, "Is there a God?" And the answer they got, "Sorry, we don't have the memory, we don't have the processing capability. Come back." So this was maybe 25 years ago, I guess. And they increased the computational power of computers. They increased the memory. They came back and they asked again, "Is there a God?" Again, they get the same answer. "Sorry, we don't have the memory. We don't have the processing capability." So then they came up with artificial intelligence, machine learning. And not only did they do that, but they connected every computer in the world to one, like, big computer. That's all of the cell phones in the world, everything. So all the computers connected. Artificial intelligence. Just near infinite computational and memory capability. And then they asked again, "Is there a God?" And Google answered, "There is now." What do you call a bee that can't make up its mind? A maybe. Teacher, what's the difference between a social justice warrior and a self-righteous narcissist who would violate your basic democratic rights such as freedom of speech, equality of opportunity, the right to a fair trial in pursuit of their own good? And the student says, "I don't know. I don't know what the difference is between a social justice warrior and a self-righteous narcissist who would violate your basic democratic rights such as freedom of speech, equality of opportunity, and the right to a fair trial in pursuit of their own goal." And the teacher said, "Nothing. Nothing. There's no difference." Three days ago, and this isn't a joke. Oh, by the way, the social justice warrior joke, that's my joke. So 3 days ago, a man paid $100,000 for a piece of modern art. It was a banana taped to a wall. Yesterday, he untaped the banana from the wall and ate it. I think the joke was on him. Knock, knock. Who's there? The interrupting doctor. You've got cancer. Knock, knock. Who's there? Owls say. Owls say who? Yep. They sure do. Knock, knock. Who's there? Anita. Anita who? I need a little love and understanding, brother. A man's standing in the street, and all of a sudden there are all kinds of policemen everywhere. The man asks the cops, "What's the problem?" And the cops tell him that they're looking for a rapist. So the man thinks to himself for a second, and he says, Okay, I'll do it. If you're an American in the living room, what are you in the bathroom? Well, European. When asked about marriage, the president of Taiwan, Tsai Ing-wen, said, "Why would I marry the whole pig when all I want is a little sausage?" That's a true story. I'm not addicted to cocaine. I just like the way it smells. Roses are red, violets are blue. There's always an Asian that's better than you. Doing nothing is hard. You never know when you're finished. I don't like country and Western music, but I do not denigrate people who do. And to those people who do like country and Western music, denigrate means to put down, to insult. Why doesn't the shrimp share his food? Well, it's because he's a little shellfish. Autocorrect has become my worst enemy. Two little kids are talking. One says, "Hey, come look at my new little brother. He's only 3 months old." The other says, "Oh yeah, what's his name?" The kid says, "I don't know. I can't understand a damn word he says." Which came first, the chicken or the egg? The rooster. Why don't drug addicts hang out at the beach? They don't like to get sand in their crack. What did the farmer say when he lost his tractor? "Where's my tractor?" Why can't Caitlyn Jenner lie to her kids? Because she's a transparent. Did you hear about the kidnapping at school? No? Oh, it's okay. He woke up. When is a car not a car? When it turns into a driveway. How many surrealists does it take to screw in a light bulb? A fish. What is a duck's favorite drug? Quack, cocaine. When do cows go to sleep? Past your bedtime. Why do First Nations people hate snow? Because it's white and all over their land. What's red and smells like blue paint? Red paint. How do you know that a white man is depressed? You find the corpse. How do you know that a white woman is depressed? She tells you. Why did the cowboy get a wiener dog? He just wanted to get a long little doggy. Just wanted to get a long little doggy. Sometimes I tuck my knees into my chest and lean forward. That's just how I roll. What do you call a compulsive eater with bulimia? Busy. What do you call a magic dog? A labracadabrador. What time do you go to the dentist? 2:30. Did you hear about the population of Ireland? It's Dublin. What do you call a fish with no eye? I have good news and I have bad news. Which would you like to hear first? The good news. Okay, the good news is that I have no bad news. That is the kind of good news I want to hear. The other day, a guy told me to punch a Nazi, so I did. That's my joke. Did you know that elementary school teachers were big supporters of Nazi Germany and Hitler? It's true. The Nazi Party is not big on critical thinking, not big on science, not big on democracy. Censorious, propagandistic. The biggest difference I can see between woke ideology and Nazism is that Nazis were nationalistic and that they wanted really strong men. But their rejection of critical thinking, their attempt to limit freedom of expression, their notion that immutable characteristics are the basis of your identity, those are very scary similarities. Donald Trump is playing a character. In my personal dealings, I have never seen a trace of racism and or malice in him. He's addicted to stand-up comedy. Norm Macdonald said that. For a couple of years, David Bowie had a Nazi fetish. Hillary Clinton has endorsed Justin Trudeau. Okay, who do you think said this? Science's belief in the fallibility of experts. I think that's an old expression, actually. It's not fair. The question is it Theresa Tam or Brett Weinstein? I can promise you it wasn't Theresa Tam. To the people who said trust the experts, okay, in the circumstances where you want to do that, the circumstances where you don't. When it comes to building a bridge, yeah, you probably want to trust the experts. When it comes to something as multifaceted as how to deal with a COVID epidemic, especially the government's job is not to listen to this expert or that expert. The job is to listen to a range of experts and a range of experts in different fields. You want to hear from the business community, you want to hear from epidemiologists, you want to hear from virologists. You want to hear from a lot of different people. And using the advice that you get from all those people decide on policy. We turned a lot of our policy decisions over to Theresa Tam, who should have known that the lab in Wuhan was doing gain-of-function research on the COVID virus. If she had told us that from the beginning, there was a good chance of that, we would have shut down the borders more quickly. We probably would have done a lot of things differently. The Auditor General in Canada has said that Theresa Tam's behavior is just absolutely unreal because, like around January 2020, she was saying to people, yeah, the risk to Canada remains low. And she made that assessment not considering the risk posed by the people that were coming in every day. That's the Auditor General said that about Theresa Tam. Got a minute left, I guess.